stars that shine in darkness glows so bright. You once told me I'd have to dim my lights. My mystic being held by gravity. I almost let you hold me back from everything. Oh, me and my shadow learn to let go. Oh, burning my fears now, sealing the power. I'll keep falling, falling. I'll keep falling, falling. Thought I was gone, hanging on the edge, but now I come back like a goddess, like a You shot my conscience, flew up to the sky. Are you still giving? But now I'd ask you why. Say I'm different, let your words run out. But I'm not desperate for your approval now. Oh, me and my shadow learn to let go. Oh, burning my fears now, stealing the power. I'll keep falling, falling. I'll keep falling, falling. Thought I was gone, hanging on the edge, but now I come back like a goddess, like a everything to come. We will You and me are bored of regularities, living all the dreams, playing all the games, and getting high on love. They can chase us down, but we will always win. Leading every dance, feeling every touch, and getting high on love. We're invincible. Trust in me. We're invincible. Don't you see? We're invincible. Let's escape the gray and let the colors rain. Turn the shit we do and our words into pure reality. 'Cause you and me are meant to be what they don't see. Never feeling wrong 'cause we don't belong. And getting high in love. We're invincible. Trust in me. We're invincible. Don't you see? We're invincible. We're invincible. You're like a supernova. You light up my dark. You burn me like fire and tear me apart. And when I think it's over, you suck me in like a black hole. Floating in your universe, baby. Orbiting around, you got me hypnotized. Feeling so scared, need you to save me. It's like you're my savior and my demise. You're like poison in my veins, and it's driving me insane. When I look into those eyes, I might as well be lost in space. I might as well be lost in space. Floating in your universe, baby. Orbiting around, you got me hypnotized. Feeling so scared, need you to save me. I feel like you're my savior and my demise. You're like poison in my veins, and it's driving me insane. When I look into those eyes, I might as well be lost in space. I might as well be lost in space.
These roads intersect, on each one I reflect. These lines write my story. These places change me, each one replacing. Like night into morning, I miss the open air, the going anywhere, riding with you like we used to. Guess I'm better off alone, never know when I'll get home, but I know that home's where the heart is. Guess I'm better off this way, moving to better days, but I know that home's where the heart is. this far beyond where you are, and I'll keep on growing. I miss the open air, the going anywhere, riding with you like we used to. Guess I'm better off alone, never know when I'll get home. These roads intersect, on each one I reflect. These lines write my story. These places change me, each one replacing, like night into morning. I miss the open air, the going anywhere, riding with you like we used to. Guess I'm better off alone, never know when I'll get home, but I know that home's where the heart is. Guess I'm better off this way, moving to better days, but I know that home's where the heart is. Home's where the heart is. The endless journey, I need not worry. I'll get where I'm going. I made it this far, beyond where you are, and I'll keep on growing. I miss the open air, the going anywhere, riding with you like we used to. Guess I'm better off alone, never know when I'll get home,
the biggest esports events in the world has toured the planet.
I just want to say thanks to all fans who's come here to support us. It means a lot to me. Love you guys.
All we want to do is play on the big stage. This is where we grow as players.
I think everyone's just really pumped up to get out there.
It's a grand stage for a grand game.
Against the best in the world. Unbelievable. What a storyline that is.
The biggest, most important point, we have got you!
All of you here in the arena, we're part of history.
To be honest, we just met here. You know, CS just brings people together. It's amazing.
It's absolutely mind-blowing where esports has come.
These are those moments I don't think anybody on that stage is going to forget.
I love the emotion. You know, this is what this one's all about. This is it.
They've done what usually you would imagine is impossible. And it's happening! Nothing he does it and he just stands up!
Thanks a lot, guys. You guys made this a great show. We'll never forget this tournament. Just beautiful.
The city has a life of its own, an organism. You want it or not, you're a part of it. You breathe it, you live it, you're a cell in its tissue. Cycles, rituals, reflexes, familiar, exercised, mastered. Now everything is reduced to waiting. The history comes full circle yet again. Now. The persistence, the dreams, the sweat, the struggle, the tradition. Some things cannot be named. Some places cannot be described. You can feel it. You know you can be a part of the extraordinary.
are you going so fast tonight? Have you ever stopped beside the road to smell the rose of life? Take a breath now, don't hold it in too long, 'cause you might end up missing out on life's short little song. She's saying, ooh, you've got one life to live. She's singing, ooh, you've got one life to live. Don't let it go. Ooh, you've got one life to live. She's singing, ooh, you've got one life to live. Don't let it go. You've got one life to live, don't let it go. You've got one life to live, don't let it go. Can you let go of it all tonight? Or will you decide to push on through and ignore the words inside? Take a breath now, don't hold it in too long, 'cause you'll find you're missing out a last short little song. She's saying, ooh, you've got one life to live. She's singing, ooh, you've got one life to live. Don't let it go. Ooh, you've got one life to live. She's singing, ooh, you've got one life to live. Don't let it go. Don't let it go. Got one life to live. You've got one life to live. Don't let it go. When I wake up, what do there? Is this even real? Only thing that kept my heart beating. No one missing things, so stay wide awake. Only come out at night, but we're still looking for a sign. When I wake up, oh, I can't help but to wonder, is this even can you see the stars? I just wanna see the stars. Is this even real? No one missing things, so still wide awake. I only come out at night, but we're still looking for sign. When I wake up, oh, I can't help but to wonder, is this even real? Come out at night, but we're still looking for sign. When I wake up, oh, I can't help but to wonder, is this even real? Can you see the stars? I just wanna see the stars.
too much, now I'm swallowed. Now I'm the fool while you're breaking rules. Dangerous path that I follow. Oh, go on, just do what you do. And it bleed for you, cry for you, oh, oh. Let me bleed. As I bleed for you, cry for you, oh, oh. Let me bleed. Let me all of the pain seems to follow like a shadow, dark and cold to the touch. Am I insane not to let go? Oh, go on, just do what you do.
Hello Twitch. I was so not expecting to go live. It's taken pretty much a century at this point to get here, but we are here with Signature versus Candy Camels. We're going to get ourselves some X-ray. There we go. Everything's set up. I was like, we were all keen. We were ready to go. It's like 5 AM, so we were totally like up for this. And then delays happen, as unfortunately always happens with Asian CS. It's one of those things that we have to work it out because of ping. Ping is a frustrating beast that we have to try and tackle every time. But we are here, of course, with the IEM Katowice Open Qualifiers number 2, taking place for Asia, of course. And, well, only one more spot up for grabs in that closed qualifier. Let's see who will be heading there. Of course, Inferno is going to be our first map. And, well, we've already got some terrorists plundering out on towards there. There's a few shots that are going to be taken. Rolex and Genius both going to land as the T's continue to try and overwhelm the site. But they're going to struggle. Short is here to play, and it's Cigarette to land the first shot. The headshot actually coming on through so perfectly. It does enable his teammate to play with him, and from there, well, it's a bit of an issue, but the bomb has been planted. And that may well be the saving grace for the terrorists as the push continues. Reality landing just another. As then they're pretty much on the site. I mean, they could stick this right now. That smoke is so useful. The kitten play as well. What more could you want right now if you're that CT side? The shot, the final one needed, going to land as well, giving Signature the pistol. Now, let's take a look at chat and say hello to some of you beautiful people who are here with us. Let me know where you're from, guys. I'm guessing we've got some Russians, we've got some Ukrainians. Who else have we got? Let me know. Things lagging, things got a little bit messy. I mean, we might have an issue with the GoTV that I have to swap to a HLTV relay. Because I think I have like 500 ping again. Whenever the match starts, I seem to get like a horrendous ping to these GoTVs. Just because I'm in the UK and, you know, it's just not going to work, though. That just doesn't make sense, you know? If it's really, really bad, we'll just swap, like, during a pause or something, so bear with me. But it might mean that, like, the kill feed, like, is a few seconds ahead or behind. Or some shenanigans, you guys know the deal. Wow, we got a pretty diverse audience tonight. Of course, a pretty simple round here. Candy Camels didn't really find themselves a pick to work with. The SMGs ate them alive. Signature get themselves 2-0 up in this first map of the best of 3. You guys want to see the ping? There you go, boom. 28 ping, pretty much being the even number here for Signature. Meanwhile, of course, down on Candy Camels, they basically live next to the server, but they kicked out the teammate of Prees. He's having to live somewhere else because he's got 40 ping. But yeah, no, 5 out of 6 ping is actually really good. I don't know what the deal is with where the actual players are playing, just messing around. But still, that's pretty good for Candy. I'm not going to be unhappy with that. We're going to get ourselves that going as well. We did change a few servers, so to try and kind of get things comfortable. Nonetheless, Probably our first real important round of the game, you know, bar the pistol. Candy Camels have themselves a chance to, you know, make something work here, see if they can convert themselves to their first round in this map. 4 AK-47s, a UMP, I mean, it's nothing to be complaining. Well, at least about. I mean, the problem is you've got very little utility. There is, you know, 3 flashes in play, and that is quite literally it now. Meaning that Signature just have to grind those flashes out, and they're left with nothing. It'll be a bare bones push out on towards the A site, likely just prodding through mid, seeing if they can find the head of Rolex or Reality, but it's such a big ask. Genius as well going to be lurking in pit with the MP9, and that's actually super important, because if they do push up through A short, that thing is just going to completely ruin them if he gets to peek out in the right way. I mean, he likely will drop straight away the minute any aggression comes in. He could wait it out for the apps push, but I think he knows as well as we do that, you know, that pit drop is going to be so lethal. Here we go, those spills making that prod on out. Reality, meanwhile, taking contact with the Famous. Now, that's easy information, so he'll just back on away. The follow-up flash is coming out towards long, meaning Handy. Their push is completely halted. Instead, they have to double back towards that B site. Upside is, someone's rotated, meaning it's all going to be on QQ, but no, the Cigarettes is there, hiding under a thumb. And the bomb to be dropped, stuck upon CT. This is a disaster. Candy trying desperately, pleading their way on towards this B site, rampantly running up around these boxes, but QQ just holding down the fort. You've got Cigarettes swinging wide with that SMG we talked about, the trade coming in from QQ as well. It's just insult to injury. It's limb from limb, blow from blow. We get left in a 2v1 that is easy. Reality to make work. It's the GoTV. We're gonna fix this. I'm trying to think if there's a good round to just like disconnect him, but I don't want to miss something. So I maybe we have to just pray for a tech pause, because I did get a HLTV relay, basically as the knife round went live. So that was a little awkward, because we had the same thing last stream as well. So bear with us. It's not server lag or anything like that though, or stream or anything. It is just unfortunately the shenanigans that is a UK caster streaming an Asian match on an Asian GoTV, which just doesn't work. Yeah, I mean, it's still just pistols now, but still, we'll hope for a pause of some sort. Worst case, we'll wait until like they're on a double eco or something, and we'll do it then, because it is kind of wacky. You guys are way more out there tonight. I'm seeing a lot of Russian as well. Last time we had like literally just a pure English chat, so it's nice we have that diversity. Is there a Russian stream for this actually? I did see like a load on HLTV, but I'm not sure if they actually did end up streaming it or not. Let me know, guys. That could have been a nasty shot, but it just wasn't. Reality is having a field day right now. QQ as well, finding just another. Cigarettes doing just a little bit more and catching Breezy, tries to work his way out through mid. And there he goes, 4-0. The perfect start for Signature. They're not going to be complaining at all, just lapping up these rounds off the back of a few mistakes from Candy. Unfortunately, that kind of first big buy for them, just so little utility. They just got pushed back and back and back and forced into this aggressive play that Signature were just so set up for. So at least on the upside now, going into this 5th round, they can try and transition into some sort of actual execute or just some sort of play, really. I mean, they've got smokes, they've got flashes, and they've got the Molotovs too, which means that they could do something towards the back of B-side or clear out pit at least. Or even use that to clear out Cubby on long, which was actually a position that we did see Signature try and play towards. Or even just long corner even. I mean, there are so many places on the map that you can use to... or places on the map you can molly out and smokes that you can use to block things off. It's a lot of patience here coming in from the T's. Genius was feeling good about that angle, but he's been smoked off. Works out rather nicely though, doesn't give him that fullback potential. Does mean he doesn't get that first contact on short, that early kind of 3 to 4 seconds of warning that he can use to call for a rotate from someone like Reality. Of course, the aggression does come in towards B on the basis that Signature, they have no idea what is going on right now, so they want something. They're grasping for just a little bit of information, a pick or ideally 2. Does mean that they're going to invest in taking back at least the tip of Banana with that smoke and flash combo. Start to see a response from Candy though, and that works out perfectly. Cigarette just ripping through the smoke, finds himself that first pick. The flashes do come through, and then QQ doubles down for a second. The trade is found. Floor. Down to just 20 HP though, mean things do even out. 3 versus 3, 25 seconds on the clock. A bomb will go down. The Orb of Reality going to be looking to find itself something through the smoke as Signature Scarp on in towards CT. Genius, you need to check this corner. And so he does. Floor now holding aggressive in towards construction. Once again, it's just a trading game, leaving Spills with the Orb, missing his shot. And he's going to be hunted down by the M4A4 King. Rolex, who happens to be playing like a king now. Easy double kill for him. Nearly saved that, didn't we? We totally stalled that out. These 5 AM streams are always hella fun. How you guys doing today, though? Let's see what's going on in the chat. A lot of hate on camels, guys. Give them a chance. I was gonna say give them a break, but I mean, it's all the same. Rome elsewhere, I appreciate you, buddy. We're glad to have you too. You're a good Twitch member. Or Twitch viewer. We gotta really kind of like get on the ball here. Slap ourselves awake. This time we didn't wake up at like 4 AM for the stream, we just pulled the whole all-nighter and it's potentially been a tragic mistake. We'll have to see if the casting is a complete train wreck or not. You guys let me know. Still though, 5 AKs in play for Candy, so once again another round where we get to see them fight. Kind of blow for blow, there's really no excuse. You know, in the past rounds, we've potentially had arguments, you know, at least on these pistols and such, but at the same time, it's their, what, 3rd attempt now to really string something together, and they've just been shot down by Signature time and time again. That great double kill towards Banana was so valuable. Sure, they did manage to trade it back, but then unfortunately the pieces just weren't in place for them to hold on to the B site, let alone anything else. But still, let's harp on about the past. Let's look at the present. Round 6, and it's Bulbasaur to find himself the entry on towards Long. This is a good start. That rotator is completely cut down, but Genius with the plot flash finds himself not only one, but looks for a second floor. You need that frag. It all falls to pieces. Yet again, Candy now left in such an odd predicament. Do they commit to this B play, knowing full well that they've got QQ lurking somewhere on the site? Or how do they even approach this? I mean, Cigarettes takes the contact. QQ, unneeded. It's such a good position, but it's not even warranted. Cigarettes with 2. Finishes it off with a 3rd as well. That just being the cherry on top. As they go 6-0 up in this game. Candy just not finding a footing. Notice me, Daddy Caster. I mean, I'm not your daddy, but I do notice you know. We got you. What do you do for a living, Caster? So, I actually cast, and when I'm not casting, I also do some esports stuff at Battlefy. Like Overwatch and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. Basically esports. Gotta love it, you know? Everyone loves a bit of esports. That was nuts from Cigarettes, though. I do agree with you all. Of course, this round just kind of crumbling. 3 players find themselves to pick a piece. Bulbasaur and Floor now left. There's 2 players carrying the flag of Singapore. I've gone with that off the top of my mind. Am I right? I'm right. There we go. Singapore. And of course, Signature being our representatives from Thailand. Interesting fact about Signature is they're just outside of the top 100 teams in the world according to HLTV, ranked 102. I'm not gonna lie, you guys who bet like $100 or stuff on the season, you have bigger balls than me. Because this is like a very interesting match, right? Like, I do generally think, you know, a lot of things could happen. There's some serious upset potential here, and this is just one map of a best of 3, and we're only 6 rounds in. Floor has got the bomb down, is sneaking through CT, so, you know, even this is potential. I mean, we're talking about it, and we're seeing it unfold right in front of our eyes. Genius is just gonna hammer him down. He might be dead, but it doesn't matter to Genius. Just shooting into the body, dishing out the dirt. As it is gonna be that 7-0 that we all know and expected. But a welcome try at least coming in. I mean, there was a subtle chance there. Sinju-san. I know what you're getting at there, buddy, but I mean, he walked through the CT smoke to see if he could catch off the rotator heading into church, what used to be construction. But unfortunately, there was just not much faith in this play. I feel like a terrible human being for making that connection, but you know what? We're gonna ride it out. But still, yeah. I mean, it was a nice idea. I mean, when you're in a 1v3 trying to make that 1v5 play work, you kind of have to go out on a limb. That early pick would have been huge, right, if he did find it. So I don't, you know, think that's a bad play. This, however, is the perfect play. There's one, there's two, looking for the third. Rolex ripping them down again. Genius gonna finish it off. Cigarettes, meanwhile, putting in the work towards B, as it is going to be just a simple arm day for the CT side. Shot after shot, they are flexing their biceps, as it is going to be just another simple one overall. 8-0. What is not to love? Inferno just being a complete lock-in right now for Signature. Yo, Caster, can we call you Francis? You know what? You can call me Francis if you want to call me Francis. Let's call the caster Francis. Why not? Sounds like a Francis. Do I sound like a Francis? Twitch chat. Should we get a little poll going? You know, I don't have a mod or anything. Otherwise, you know, we need to really solve the whole mod situation, because we're going to be streaming a whole lot more in 2018. We were kind of streaming pretty good like the middle of 2017. But it just didn't really work out. We just didn't have the time. But 2018 is going to be constant streams. And we've took every opportunity we can so far with the back-to-back 5 AM streams that we seem to be pulling off. But we'll get into that in just a second. As for now, the build-up is coming in towards B. It's beginning to stir. Candy with 4 players going on in head first, brute forcing their way down the tip of Banana. Will they be able to overcome their previous issues and actually catch them by surprise, find that first pick, or at least be able to whistle down the members of Signature to get them onto the site? And at least play a bit of a retake scenario. I mean, so many different variables and so many different angles that we could discuss, but it does really come down to the simple point of just actually achieving success here for Candy, as they desperately need something, with just not a single round on the board. They take the push, the molly is there, the blind on QQ, the flash is just... I mean, I'm as confused in my words as they are as confused in their play. The flash wasn't even remotely good enough for QQ. He was not blind by an inch and just completely let rip with the AK, and he might have found a fair bit of damage, but everyone else, they pretty much just had a field day anyway, and this is a perfect time to call pause. Right, what we're going to do here is change GoTV. Can we do this quick enough? Let's find out. Let's put that up. Bam. Console. Bam. Why is the enter key not working? That's all good. Right, chat, we need to pray to the CSGO gods that we are not going to miss the start of this pause. We've got like 13 seconds, and we have a pretty decent PC. I like to think that the 1080 will carry us through this. Oh, NVIDIA, you've done so well. There we go. So this should be like a much better, more stable experience for you guys at home. So we have no more of that lag or anything. Francis gang, 420. Why are we calling us? Why am I Francis? How's that happen? I think his casting is relaxing. Appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. I don't know. I try and find the balance where we have a bit of hype and we get a little bit excited. Especially when it's 5 AM, we kind of need the energy, right? Well, it's coming up to 6 now anyway, but we kind of need that energy. And my neighbors love it because we get to wake them up for work, right? But at the same time, it's nice to have a chat with you guys and keep it casual, because you get to watch that intense, real kind of professional style every single day. So why not have a bit of fun? Much like Cigarette is doing towards the top up Banana, as once again it is going to be the same old repetitive pick. That first blood. As more woes continue to strike down Candy. Frag grenade is going to be thrown up to try and get a bit of damage on towards QQ. The shrapnel put him down to 50 HP. Meowty, meanwhile, though, just going to be putting some flair into the server with his AWP, just landing a beautiful shot on towards a substitute player, Spills. As things go from bad to worse, a flash that is just... I mean, it's a good flash, but the play itself is ballsy, and, I mean, we've seen what Signature like to do when those plays are made. They just spray through the smokes, and they pretty much make you look like a fool. It's so unfortunate, but it really is the Signature response, I guess you could argue. As Reality's going to push the smoke, I was hoping he would go for the no-scope, just really flex on them, but it is going to be QQ to finish them off. 10-0. It couldn't get any worse, and to answer all those saying that this is a CT side of map, yes, I appreciate you. However, Inferno is not 10-0 CT side anymore. I don't agree with that. I think right now we should be beginning to get concerned for Candy, and I think that's a very fair comment. Are you the real Francis? I guess. You need a multi-million casting contract. You know what? That'd be dreams. That'd be goals, sorry. I can't speak. See, maybe we don't deserve it after all. I don't know. We're working hard, though, this year, and that's at least the plus. Hopefully that shows. Yeah, I pretty much agree, right? We've kind of... Me and chat, we've all kind of worked together to come to a pretty good consensus, which is they should have at least 3 to 4 rounds, right? At least either by now or towards the end of this half. And I think that's something that we all have to kind of come together on now and just kind of watch and see how this unfolds. I mean, they're trying to see if they can make this pistol play work towards Banana. Again, kind of using those mollies to clear out sandbags, pushing up. But it's the utility from Signature that's been so on point. I mean, they respond with the smoke. They do the late flash play to retake the top of Banana, and it works out so effectively. Because look at the map. In this round and in previous rounds, the bomb is left towards T-spawn. So when Signature decide to retake B, or at least do a bit of aggression, or even just use the utility like we've just seen there from Cigarette, that bomb has to go back and spend its time rejoining with the team, which gives all the information over to that CT side and gives them time to readjust their crossfires. I mean, Cigarette is no longer in CT, he's playing towards the back of what? Nubox right now, you've got QQ playing kind of up on a flower pot too. So they're having all this time to really sit down and communicate, and it works every single time. That's 2 kills for them. QQ can then trade off the back of the flower pot, then drops on down. Thor, not expecting the drop down, will lose his head, leaving just 1 player remaining. You've got Reality filling in the gaps from deep CT with the AWP. It is just a perfect play from the CT side. There is no way in for Candy with the way they're currently approaching this. The pistols, the rifles, it's very much all the same. Francis, you do you, brother. I appreciate that. Francis, get... Nice, Noah, nice. What is the map? We are on Inferno right now. Can you cast with a fancy British accent? I mean, we could... I feel like I'm about to insult, like, British people. I'm gonna insult myself, you know? Oh, the CZ's pushing it all. This is like a Kenny-S highlight moment. That is a highlight moment. Just like we said. Double kill with a beautiful collab. Is gonna be finished off by the CZ, but you know what? We delivered one hell of a shot, and I'll take it. There's now the rifles. We'll still collapse on them. Candy. They crawl into long and end up... It's just a pile of bodies. 12-0. It doesn't really get much better than that, does it? Alright, map number 1. Come on, 12-0. We want 3 rounds, Candy. That's all we need. Reach deep into your bag of pick and mix. See what you can pluck out. Maybe we're looking at some... I can't even remember. I was going to go for a joke about, like, some real, like, British pick and mix sweets, but I can't even remember what they're called. Chat, help me out here. They're like the little... Are they flying saucers? I don't know. They're little saucers with, like, the sherbet in. I don't know. Look, we were going to go for that British joke that people were asking for, and then I couldn't remember what I was referencing. It's just a little awkward. Well, on the upside, now we're all going to be talking about sweets in the chat, which for me is terrible, because I'm on a diet, and it's just not what we need. Fitness kids, it's bad for you, don't do it. You just get baited by food every single day. Spills. He's going to try and find himself something out of boiler, though, making it work. Will be Genius Hour dunking down floor. The frag grenade doing the work. Genius eventually looking like he is going to lose his life, though, as he is stuck in a dire spot. But his teammate on site, Reality, is also whiffing, creating for quite the interesting circumstance. The pistols finally going to connect for the head, but it's Reality to finish things off. Struggling, woefully so, but it is going to be the pistol headshot that opens up the opportunity to whip out the AWP, and from there, everything just falls into place. I want to know if you guys know what I'm talking about right now with the whole, like, sweet thing, or if I'm just mad. Oh, no one's even talking about it, so, like, basically I just need to stop. You like sending candy from Camel Letters. Fair play to you. Right. If there's one thing I want Candy to do, it's stop leaving the bomb so deep in T-spawn the entire round, because when you find those picks in mid, you can't do anything with them, and also, you're getting abused by smokes every round. Oh, Oh no, that is hard to watch. Spills though, you've got this aggressive play down pat now. You're getting yourself up, Boiler. That's another pick for you. You're on the A site, but look at the bomb. Oh, Candy Camels, please. You're gonna lose the bomb, aren't you? They're gonna push. They're gonna push. It's the round. This is so tough. It's a 2v2, so there's definitely a chance, but they have to make it work. Spills does secure the frag, but it leaves Cigarette still there, still fighting, and he's been a deciding player, and they light up a double kill, leading for all three. The hat-trick play from Cigarettes as he keeps the dream alive, 14-0. A man who is too good right now for this game, 21-7. Throw in 5 assists that you sprinkle on top. Oh god. I mean, you could just see it coming. You really could. A concern that was so rightfully placed. I beg, just... Oh, for everyone out there right now, whether you face it, whether you're ESCA, when you're playing in your next pug, don't be that guy. Pick up the bomb and take it with the team. That's what we need right now. Candy. No longer being that guy will be a priest. He's got it on his back. They're carrying it up Banana. This is a valiant attempt. But then they've fallen back. They had an advantage, but they refused to commit. Now looking to see if they can play off of the position of Spills, likely to use him as the catalyst into this round. But unfortunately, they have got some problems. Rolex, he can tell the time. He's figured it out. The priest trying to catch them off guard, burning away the molly. Forced into a tough spot, but it will be Spills still making it work. The site is taken. It's a 2v4. Surely not. This should be a round for Candies. But let's see. I mean, Bulbasaur is holding for Cigarette, so it looks like it should be lock and key. Reality is going to go for it, of course. It's only expected. Oh, floor. Thank you. Thank you. As he finishes it off with a Glock. It will be 14-1 to secure the first half. And the IEM Katowice Asian Open Qualifiers #2. Securing a spot, of course, in the closed qualifier as expected. And seeing realistically who can fight to gain themselves the potential chance to play on the stage of Katowice. One of the biggest events in the world and one of the most entertaining too. Of course, they win one round and the whole chat is just the comeback is real. This is it, boys. Yeah, I thought someone would appreciate the Rolex joke, and I'm glad Cyrex caught on. You know, he could tell that it was going to be the A play. He just... We're really clutching at straws for our weird references this morning, aren't we? It used to be a really bad habit of mine. I used to make really weird references. But now we're trying to really tone it back and at least make ones that make sense. And just every now and then just drop a few into the cast. So hopefully they're not too obnoxious. We're just trying to poke fun, but definitely hoping that that's improved at least. Because that used to be a genuinely weird thing about my casting. There are some quirky references to say the least in some frag movies. Like you go back to like Star Series and stuff like that. I mean, I cringe at my own casting at that event anyway. But still, it's all fun and games. Francis, I come up with your new name, and I'm telling you by the power invested in me, CC will win. Okay, man. I believe. The comeback is real. The pistol was really what it kind of relies on, though, unfortunately. Heavily vesting on the CT side. The flashes will come over QQ, looking to bait their aggression towards long as the whole team begins to move up through short. Cigarettes is going to find one. Reality opening up for a beautiful second and looking for that headshot on towards Bulbasaur, but the shots will not connect. That pits us equal head-to-head in 3v3. And he's slowing things down. Apries using that to his advantage, then waiting patiently. Rolex playing right into his arms. Beautifully done. And they should just be able to overwhelm QQ and get themselves that second round. Ah, my boy Nutters is here. If only it would be Oceania's best caster, Nutters. How you doing, my buddy? We nearly messed up, because every time I introduce you as, like, Australian, and then we realised that, you know, New Zealand exists too. So now we're just going kind of a catch-all phrase of just Oceania. Not as though, do you think the comeback is real? I mean, everyone seems to believe right now. It's been 2 rounds. They got themselves the last and the first. But I'm just not so sure. Exactly, Reese. It exists, man. Like, we forget every time. I'm terrible at it. Like, I heard you have the Aussie version, that is, man. You're gonna crush it. It's gonna be awesome. I feel like Signature are also about to be crushed, though, so hopefully this push goes a lot worse. Yeah, it's just... I don't even know where I was going with that. It just got destroyed, didn't it? Like... Hey, you're definitely right. You gotta start somewhere. I appreciate that. Notice who's in the Australian one? Who's actually, is that the, like, the open qualifier? So I'm guessing you have some pretty interesting teams in there? Either way, this is the first buy for Signature, so let's kind of just step back for a second, review the game. On the map even. Pretty typical T-side default. I mean, you got a player working up towards kind of the apps area, just seeing what he can spot. Likely would have broke the glass as well and just... yeah, potentially even gone for the volley through apps to see if he could catch off any aggression from Germs or anything, but, you know, either way, that's a pretty typical thing. They had a bit of a default leaning towards Banana, which is something they're coming back to put into play now, as we're about 40 seconds deep into the round. Pushing it up first will be genius. The smoke fading in a breeze. I mean, someone lock him away because he's read right through the smoke. Caught the frag, and there's just no way you can respond to that. Sure, the execute comes in, but the molly is going to be perfect. The flash goes deep into the smoke as well, leaving Rolex completely unknown to what is going on. Four can then just peek on out, take him down as well. They line up for him, but he's unable to connect. Now, darting back, 40 seconds left, of course. They know they're in a very, very odd situation. Germs hasn't capitalized on this. They just stood proud towards the A site, which means there is nothing for Signature to be scared about if they were to fall back. I mean, arguably, they could save here. It wouldn't be a bad play, to be honest. I mean, you go towards A, you see if you can play this 3v2 out. Problem is, you have little to... You don't even have little. You have no information on how they're playing A at all. And with the position of Germs, that should be a tradable affair for Candy that they can try and lock down. But let's see how it plays out. 15 seconds left, and the flash flown in towards Pit. Spear's making a lot of noise. That's a mistake. Reality finding one, but yeah, just like we said, Germs and Bulbasaur playing it together. 2 kills for them, making it to the 3rd. As they push it over the line for their 4th round. Honestly, that was such a sick shot through the smoke, though. Yeah, I think it's 6:30 or 7, like AEDT for the Aussie guys. Slash the Oceanian. What have I just said? From people within the Oceania region involved in the Aussie qualifier. We tried. I'm always going to be the worst at that, and it's going to be terrible. I did it even for the AUNZ champs as well. I don't even, like, Frada, dude, I don't even know what we were going for there. Like, Oceanian, that's not a thing. Like, that's not how that works. That's not how English works. Like how Floor suddenly has 250 ping as well. I've just noticed that. That is unfortunate. Oh, wait, the pistol's scaring me for a second, but it is going to be Germs to go for the perfect spray. 5 beautiful headshots for him as the bullets do find their way on towards each of the heads of Signature. Pushing us forward to what will be 14-5. Another opportunity for Signature to try and push this one out and into the 2nd map. Of course, they're going for the AWP combo with the 3 AK-47s and the Galil to boot as well on QQ. Yeah, so we're playing all of those rounds left as well, by the way. Like 9 million. Play out. Counter-Strike source rules. I have a feeling no one will get that reference, but for the source players out there at least who scrimmed and stuff, or even like way back when it was actually always played out, you would appreciate that. Signature still working up towards Banana. Not really doing too much to actively take it, though. They are just kind of pushing and prodding around. Genius taking the smoke line out, which works either towards Church or CT, depending on what he wants to do. Signature, they seem undecided. I mean, this is a fake towards A... a fake towards B, sorry, or an A play. I mean, this is very open-ended stuff from them. They could really adjust on the fly, which is a pretty significant benefit for them. But at the same time, it does mean that their execute has a few things missing here and there. Towards 35 seconds, you eventually have to make a decision and just go with your gut feeling, which seems to be leading them over on towards B. Laura is going to be in towards CT, which is swiftly smoked off. Molly then thrown in return, and just like that, you have yourself an issue. Rolex walking on out, but he doesn't check the tip of balcony, meaning Germs is going to secure that pick and is able to pretty much foil the entire play, because at this point, although Signature are coming running on back, Candy should have a pretty good idea of what's going on. You can start to see the rotates coming in now. You've got Spills, everyone coming on over. You've got Germs doing a wonderful job on the site. Germs, please. 3 kills for him. Apries stealing the final one. That is exactly what Germs needed to do, but even just 1 kill would have been good enough. The retake would have been likely successful too, but he just takes it all for the team. Does it single-handedly. It moves us to 6. Problem with plays like that is it goes one of two ways, but a lot of the time you often see teams begin to crack, because that's a pretty huge thing from him. So I have to see if Signature do start to generally have some issues. I mean, they're racing against the clock here, and the mollies wandering into the likes of Floor, but that molly is doing so much, it actually trades him out without any support from the team. Frag Grenade still raining on in as well. Sure, you got to the site with the SMGs, but that is a bow tool, and you only got 2 kills for it as well. I think the SMGs opened up the potential for the AWP, but they haven't even gone for it unless Reality is going to go for the glass cannon. Maybe we were wrong about the CT side. Maybe in Asian CS, this is just, you know, 14-1's expect. I don't know. I really don't know what I'm watching right now. This is an impressive feat from Candy Camels, but also a disappointing one from Signature. They're just 2 rounds away, but they are struggling to get over to the line. Of course, still very early days, but yeah, 6 rounds back-to-back isn't something to be shy of. And we've seen how quickly that can spiral out of control from Signature themselves in their first half. Problem here is they're going to lose that first pick. Spills is set up with the AWP, locked in towards the apps area. And that's a significant loss to take, because suddenly a lot of your map presence is completely cut off. You can't distract any of those players towards hay bales or short with the push coming in from apps. You can't even cover off the player who's trying to fill towards pit. I mean, by that I'm talking about Spills. Because of his position, he would be looking short usually because he's graveyard, but he can multitask. But you have none of those elements. Instead, you're relying on the flash. Genius does make it work, but he's only good for 1, and he's still not dealt with this turret that is going to be in towards pit. Those flashes only last for so long, and you just don't have enough left to barrage your way on towards the site at this point. Issues are definitely there right now, but it's just not working out. Spills doing so much work with this AWP, more and more, as the 2 AWPs reign supreme. Candy Camels up to 8 now, versus Signature's still 14. Ah, Nutters, you are going places that I've been trying to stop myself from going on this cast so far. There we go, they're the man on 250 ping, securing the entry against the pistols there. Trying to see if they can find a plant or something, I assume, but I mean, Spills is just going to have so much fun, isn't he? There's 2. Go for the third. Oh, not going to connect it, and the CZ will actually then be able to finish him off, but Of course, he's got teammates there to support him. Will be Bulbasaur. Once again, find the trade germs. With the extra kill on towards QQ. Here we are going to be on 9, and things start to get very worrying for Signature because they just don't have the rounds left to play with. We've seen just how their economy has been distraught for the last, what, 8 or 9 rounds? Yeah, I mean, we did doubt the comeback. You're not wrong there. But, I don't know. I'm gonna hold my breath and see what happens. This is the first round that Signature have got themselves that first pick. And they've got a second as well. They've taken down Spills. A lot of it comes in towards mid. Re-smoke there to be found by Germs, but it's much more of an afterthought. Doesn't really solve the problem that you now are at a bit of a disadvantage. Genius looking like he's getting ready to pop on through, and the timing here could be uncomfortable. There he goes. Spotted out. The flick as well going to connect. It's all going to be on towards floor. Finds himself the shot. Looks up towards Apps. Left completely blind. Nothing he can do. I mean, it's just going to be a freeze. QQ, they're ready and waiting. And there is our map point. We talk about doubt, but 2 rounds is all Candy've got to play with, and the mistakes of giving away these first picks, giving Signature these very thinly veiled chances, but chances nonetheless. Well, I mean, they'll take them. The game shouldn't be lagging. We're on a different GoTV, but I'll check if it's a ping thing or if it's a stream thing. I checked the stream though, and we're like 0% frame drops. So I don't know. Not as my dude. You, let me know what you think on that. Have we got any lag-related issues? I think it might be beginning to fall apart. We've just seen Genius get himself another headshot on towards Spills, who's arguably been the driving force of Candy Camels getting themselves 9 rounds. Of course, Signature now looking to get themselves up on towards B. Genius is going to be there ready and waiting to burst through the smoke with his team as they go through as the dynamic quartet. He's doing an impressive job, though. That's 2 kills for him, looking for a third, but stripped down from above. Germs through the smoke, looking to do more, but this should really be the beginning of the end. 45 seconds, bomb. In a tough spot, but Reality able to retrieve it, put it on his back. I'm seeing if he can somewhat catch him by surprise. This is going to be a battle of wits and timing, particularly. Reality just going out, all Pasimov in hand. Checking each and every corner. This is a no-scope that he's going to love to hit. Walking on around, spots him out, doesn't even go for the no-scope, just scopes in at a moment's notice. It'll be Signature to finish things off. There's map number 1. Map number 2 coming right up, folks. It's been an absolute pleasure as always. Let me know how things have gone. But until then, we'll see you soon.
One of the biggest esports events in the world has toured the planet.
I just want to say thanks to all fans who's come here to support us. It means a lot to me. Love you guys.
All we want to do is play on the big stage. This is where we grow as players.
I think everyone's just really pumped up to get out there.
It's a grand stage for a grand game.
Against the best in the world. Unbelievable. What a storyline that is.
The biggest, most important point, we have got you!
All of you here in the arena, we're part of history.
To be honest, we just met here. You know, CS just brings people together. It's amazing.
It's absolutely mind-blowing where esports has come.
These are those moments I don't think anybody on that stage is going to forget.
I love the emotion. This is what this one's all about. This is it.
They've done what usually you would imagine is impossible. And it's happening! Nothing he does it and he just stands up!
Thanks a lot, guys. You guys made this a great show. We'll never forget this tournament. Just beautiful.
Through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only Stars that shine in darkness glows so bright. You once told me I'd have to dim my light. My mystic being held by gravity. I almost let you hold me back from everything. Oh, me and my shadow. shining. Darkness glows so bright. You once told me I'd have to dim my light. My mystic being held by gravity. I almost let you hold me back from everything. Oh, me and my shadow learn to let go. Oh, burning my fears now, stealing the power. I'll keep falling, falling. I'll keep falling, falling. I was gone, hanging on the edge, but now I come back like a goddess, like a You shot my conscience, flew up to the sky. Are you still giving? But now I'd ask you why. Say I'm different, let your words run out, but I'm not desperate.
Of course, Cobblestone is where we're at for our second map. Candy looking for a much better performance. Of course, not quite have the start they were hoping for, but still, gonna have to see what they can make of it. Frag grenade's gonna come into the tip of drop, but nothing really gonna be done in terms of actual throughput. It's a weird way to describe damage, but we went with it anyway. A few peaks here and there are coming on in, but it's mostly going to be just tags done through the door. The same thing towards the back of B plat as well, just those shoulder peaks between QQ and Germs. Of course, 55 seconds, Candy do have to begin to make a move, as they seem to be orchestrating a play on towards this B site. A lot riding on this. They have to try and make this work. Spill's looking to see if he can find himself an opportunity, catch one of these rotators and drop, but he missed this chance. The Flames gonna push him back. 40 seconds now, stressing the time because it is sorely important for Candy, because they have gone 1-for-1. Again, doing it even more so thanks to Floor, but the trades is not the game they want to be playing right now. Such a good position from Genius, unable to really capitalize on it, but still standing in good stead. The 2v2, Floor dropping a flash off as well, peeking towards the back of Fountain, but Genius is able to convert for the frag. From there, it all rides on Spills. Playing up towards plat position known. Rolex to take the fight to him. Right, hopefully we should be good now. I've made a few like subtle changes in the background to try and kind of like mitigate what things look like. So it should look as smooth as physically possible, at least from my end. The rest is just stuff out of my control at this point, but we tried. So there is that. Ubilex, welcome back, dude. It's a shame you had to leave before the second half in the previous map, but you're back, so that's at least a positive. Hopefully whatever it is you're up to went well. Few nades looking like they're going to be thrown at here and there. That's mostly just the same pushback tactic from the CT side of Signature. You know, I want to kind of highlight a point here. They have to be over the moon that they started on their CT side, because they were impressive on that first map. Of course, the nades, not ideal, and that shotgun is kind of your best friend. The Deagle does respond, so in fairness to it, it is going to be a bit of damage done in return by Candy, but it's not something you're going to be screaming about. CZ does find itself a little bit more, but Signature are starting to whittle down the forces of Candy. They can't afford to play a 2v2 with this weaponry that is just, you know, P250 CZs and such. It just will not come through. Instead, they have to just accept they got 2 kills, and that's all they were going to find. Who won the first map? That would be Signature, and they won it in a pretty decisive fashion. It was 16-9, but they did have a 14-1 half. So Candy kind of found their way back in, but it was very, very late into the game. And you know, you could argue if they did a little bit more in the first half, they may have had a genuine chance to take the map. But they were just so late to show themselves. 14-1 was just a decimating blow by Signature. But it doesn't look to be starting any better for them either. I mean, we're already 5-0. We're seeing that same kind of well-composed play from Signature in terms of the utility. The smokes, everything is all there. Candy just searching for the piece of the puzzle that lets them into this series. CT-Side still looking, of course, to claw even more damage with the composed nades being thrown up towards drop. The only real damage being done is Germs down to 74 HP, but we're not going to be screaming about that just yet. More damage being done by the Mag 7. This is painful to watch. Rolex having a field day. Why are we not on him right now? Give me Rolex. He has somehow pulled 3 kills out of the bag. The hat-trick play with the shotgun. He's going to go for his 4th as well. Spots the legs of Germs. Has him by surprise. It'll be reality to pluck away the kill with the AWP, but still, it is going to be the shotgun that really is the talking point of that round as we go 6-0 up in this second map. Guys are saying some wacky stuff in chat in this second map. Sig is about to do it again, though, seems to be the common consensus. I think I'm inclined to agree, at least from what I've seen so far. I'm, like, infuriated that we didn't get to swap that at shotgun soon. I'm glad we swapped the QQ, though, because he's just gone driving through a smoke, and then we swap back. Why, Ultra Director, do you do this to us? Screw that, we're observing. As the flash is going to be thrown, they come flying on through. QQ presented frag after frag. Literally, just a feast on his lap. Teammates, of course, all there to support him as well. It is effectively just a party out on that B site right now. With Candy just looking horrendous. Very little money to play with as well. They cannot go for a buy here. And if they were, it's going to be shaky. As they do opt for just a bit of Kevlar and some pistols instead, which is a smart approach. The half buy down to the $2,000 mark. Keep a fair bit on spill so he can go and bankroll that AWP in that 9th round. But if you're not concerned for Candy, then I think you might have to be insane, because after all, the definition of insanity is to do the same thing over and over again and expect a different result. And right now, we're 7-0 up on Signature CT side, a direct result of map number 1 as well. The only difference is that this time I'm not sure Candy will have it in them to bring it back in the way they did in that second half. It really is becoming now or never, as they live up to the hype with the pistols, but not for long. Trades again, putting us at a 2v2. They have got an AWP to play with. What are they going to be able to do with it? A molly is good. Bulbasaur actually finding the trade off the back of that molly. But he has no information where QQ is. On the upside, he has the bomb plant, which is a welcome trade, but timing is so important. If QQ could sneak out before Boba can notice him, then this peak is going to be disastrous with the AK. He can just duck and weave around APC, catch him by surprise, and this is just looking rough. But if he gets into wood, then that negates that. It's quite literally timing. Oh, he's been spotted. QQ not going for the wood penetration, instead just going to be sneaking on up. This is risky, but it will pay off. The round resolving in favor of Signature as they do take their 8th. Germs walk on out, does find himself the first headshot, but needs to be patient, cannot afford to rush this. Genius just going for the jump spot. It's such an interesting jump spot. You don't see that often. People, because you can boost into that, and it's actually a really fun angle to boost into. But I've never seen someone actually use it to directly jump spot like continuously. Maybe like once or twice, but not a continuous looping thing. Now moving back up on towards the famously crowned Olofmeister steps. It's the whole team from Candy looking to move out towards Plat. Genius finding that first pick. Nade as well. Oh, that is perfectly positioned. You never know, Olofmeister might start to be proud of what he's seeing from Genius right now, as he seems to be approaching this round in the right way. Has fallen back, then peeks on out. The trade comes through, but it's too late. As well, so only finding himself 2 picks before being finished off by Reality on the flank with the AWP. Trust me, I'm Silver 3, I know things. That's the quote right there from RoboWarp. What do you know then, buddy? What do you think is going on? Oh, you said hacked, guys. I mean, of course. It's the same push coming out towards B as they plummet around the fountain itself. Or statue even. We keep calling it a fountain, like that's so out of date, it's horrendous, but we'll run with it anyway. QQ just gonna be there to see what he can make work. This smoke is actually almost comical in nature. Genius being taken down through the lip of it does mean that Reality comes the final torch in this round, just carrying it for the CT side. But he's in a good spot. I mean, if Bulbasaur peaks, that's the pick. Question is, will he? Can't quite catch the cross. From there, it should just be a nicely played out round from the T's. They don't really have any need to face into him, give him any opportunities, but they're going to do it anyway. Why would you give him that? You don't need to give him that. He's got a chance, and he's going to bloody well take it. Sneaking on around, check at the site, spots him, but the AK reigns supreme. I wish... Does anyone actually have the date of when that changed from a fountain to a statue? Cobblestone fountain. I'm curious. Why do I always remember it as a fountain? Like, I'm trying to put it in my mind now, because it's a statue now as well. I don't know. We're having a little ramble to ourselves. Bear with me. If you have any opinions on that matter, let's talk it out. I'm curious. It's always a debated thing because some people still call it fountain. I mean, well, who knew? The score was 16-9 in Inferno. I was asking map number 1. It's currently 9-1, so Candy, they equaled what they've been able to achieve in that previous map. Hoping to see if they can do a little bit more here, but unfortunately already at a bit of a disadvantage. Germs looking to change pace as he does head out on towards B. Then to get mollied off by his teammate. I'm not sure what you're looking to do there, but it doesn't really work out the way you expect, does it? All it does is really run the clock down, which is just not what Candy want. You just hate to see that. Peak from Reality, beautifully done. Achieving their expected result. Surely you don't re-peek into him though. You send the right player to do it. It's going to be Spills, and of course he makes it work, but you don't expect QQ to re-peek, do you? And he's going to tear you down. 3 for him. An autistic approach. And that's a reset. I mean, kick him while you're down. That is going to be the idea now behind Signature. At 10-1, this should be an easy 11th round for them. From there, the 12th as well, potentially. Really, there's not much more to say. QQ God living up to the hype. Go for the same peak as well, I mean. Why not at this point? Noses up against pistols, so he can be a little more confident. Candy Camels rocking the idea that slow and steady wins the race. Works with the name at least, right? Camels, relatively slow animals, I think. Fortunately, it's just not what you need in CSGO when you're playing against Signature, who have no issue with pushing you back on their CT side. Do it again here against these pistols. 11-1. Not looking too good right now for Candy. Yeah, Wyzern, the only issue we have now, unfortunately, is we're on the other GoTV again, which means that it's going to be, like, really weird. There's just not much I could do. It's a GoTV thing. We actually have, like, 400 FPS. Who knew? But it just doesn't look that way. It's also why, like, you get really weird, like, syncs, like... Yeah, I don't know how to explain it, but... It's something I need to really try and think of a way to do better. We actually had a HTV, like, relay and stuff set up. So shout out to HTV for sorting that out. But just had a few issues with that, unfortunately. So tech issues, as always, being the unfortunate issue, or the unfortunate problem, but hey, it is what it is. Let's not run around in circles as we try and explain stuff. Let's just look at what we have in front of us, which is going to be the simple execution of Candies. They try to see if they could make anything work there at all. The answer was no. Even I can notice that. So, yeah, not fun. Oh, that's not fun either. QQ going for the early peek and getting so much information because now he knows they're playing the same sort of rough default. Bulbasaur, that's nasty though, securing the headshot with a deagle. Ah, yep, then reality's back into action with the AWP. Of course, where have that just taken us? Where have we gone? We've taken an adventure, apparently, and we aren't going to be swapping to reality anytime soon, as he will soon be dropping like flies, pitting us in the 2v2 as Genius should be able to spot and hear the freeze on the cross. Again, seeing his head, but the smoke now perfectly shrouding him. Although, where are you looking, buddy? Completely desynced from the action. As the freeze goes up nice and high. Genius going, you know what? Height, not the advantage you were hoping for, buddy. Slaps him down. Doesn't need QQ to come and join him at all. Gives him time to go pick up the AWP, of course. The fuse is then going to be stuck on out. 13-1. The current scoreline. Who will be matching that first map? Wadu heck, is this a fake ESL? No, it's real. Though I appreciate the Wadu heck meme. I'd love to know that if that actually has a meaning, or if it's just a beautiful Twitch channel about a guy saying why do heck. Smokes to be rethrown across the map as the CT side continue their same old approach to the game, which is just to really blow Candy out of each and every round, but do it in a very stretched out way. Really running down that clock. Bulbasaur, of course, does find himself that first, but really what have they been able to do with these first picks? It's actually been fairly disappointing. Hopefully from his advanced position he's able to make something work, but Genius is, you know, approaching this the right way. He's playing around the lip of the smoke, listening for the sound, seeing if he can spot anything at all, as meanwhile the rest of his team are just doing so much damage. QQ with 2. 4. A little late to the party. Bulbasaur, it's a good start, but you are ripped to shreds through the door as Rolex comes knocking. Leaving just a bunch of high flashes on floor and laid to waste. 14-1. That is the half. Identical to the first map, but it just isn't looking good at all. Sad times to the guys that dropped $100 on the CC bets right now. Would not want to be them. I'd say you should have put the money into Bitcoin, but we've all seen how January's gone, so let's not get ahead of ourselves there either. Gotta say though, guys, once again find myself curious, where are you all from? We have some Norwegians, some Danish people, we have Russians and Ukrainians, of course. We have a welcome mix of Chinese, pretty much, I imagine, from even looking at Twitch stats, I'm pretty sure we'd have a diverse Asian audience and stuff, so that's pretty awesome. But let me know in the chat where you guys from. Definitely curious. Want to hear all about it. We got a Swedish guy. We got a Canadian. That's pretty awesome. Another Canadian. You guys represented. Ah, of course, got to have that Aussie love, Boney Reds. Got a Portuguese guy, Admiral Double Dong, dude. How's life out there? Must be pretty damn warm. Farouza, you're in the UAE. Whereabouts are you, man? I want to go back there. It's actually super awesome. I went to Dubai one time for a WHD last year, and it was absolutely amazing, though it was bloody hot. So definitely on the bucket list to go back and actually properly explore it. I want to spend some time like in the desert and stuff. I think that'd be pretty cool. Of course, the play here from Signature could well be interesting. Of course, building up towards A long, they're using Rolex as their other piece in play towards mid and likely to come through door very late into the round. Just going to be clearing it out. Matrix also then cleared by Genius as they then refold themselves back onto a long corner, ready to strike. And the test here will be on floor. A player who started to step up towards the start of this map and the end of the last map. Unfortunately, though, he's been annihilated by just a well-placed smoke. There is nothing he can do. Has to reposition. You got a bunch of players on balcony, but they're not hitting their shots. The blocks are just running right. The molly is actually enough to claim the life of floor, just burning him to pieces as the bones begin to cinder. Spills and Bulbasaur, the only two players that remain, and well, Bulbasaur did nothing at all, leaving just 11 HP Spills. 15-1. No words to describe just how rough this show has been for Candy Camels. Gonna have to see if they can survive the final onslaught. Just a few pistols left in play. It's not exactly a great situation for them to be in, but we'll just have to wait and see. Genius being tagged down to 16 HP. $64 on cigarettes even. Rolex on 63. CZs. Definitely will be able to lap them up, but it's a tough ask. A huge gambit even. 1 minute on the clock. A spot in a closed qualifier up for grabs. A chance to play on the stage of one of the biggest events in the world. A chance to potentially call yourself the Intel Extreme Master, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. There's a huge road in front of one of these teams. Signature looking like they want to be the one. Of course, have to get through the closed qualifier, which, as we've seen year on year, is a huge battle. And we don't tend to see them succeed, but hopefully this time around it'll be different. We don't want to overhype it, though, of course. Got to have a bit of honesty in there somewhere. It does come down to a 2v1, but it will be Signature to rain on out. 2-0. Nicely done. And that puts an end to one night. It's just about to be 7 AM, so I'll tell you what, folks, I will say goodbye. It's been absolutely wonderful to be here with you. What I'm going to do is going to send you all off into Serena, so go say hello. Until then, though, guys, make sure you go and say hello to ESL Australia. Of course, they're the guys that made this stream happen. Support the teams, support IEM, as we've got ourselves an awesome event, some great qualifiers going on, and overall, some great content. If you've enjoyed the stream, of course, then go get involved. Drop a follow on the Twitch, drop a follow on the Twitter. All the support is majorly appreciated. And with that, wonderfully said, it's been beautiful. Good night.
One of the biggest esports events in the world has toured the planet.
I just want to say thanks to all fans who's come here to support us. It means a lot to me. Love you guys.
all we want to do is play on the big stage. This is where we grow as players.
I think everyone's just really pumped up to get out there.
It's a grand stage for a grand game.
Against the best in the world. Unbelievable. What a storyline that is.
The biggest, most important point, we have got you!
All of you here in the arena, we're part of history.
To be honest, we just met here. CS just brings people together. It's amazing.
It's absolutely mind-blowing where esports has come.
These are those moments I don't think anybody on that stage is going to forget.
I love the emotion. This is what this one's all about. This is it.
They've done what usually you would imagine is impossible. And it's happening! Nothing he does it and he just stands up!
Thanks a lot, guys. You guys made this a great show. We'll never forget this tournament. Just beautiful.